We get a big sneak preview of one of Palantir's most prominent customers, and it's looking like big dollars worth of value at least into the future, as well as getting the Form 4 release for Alex Karp's most recent sell, which happened again today actually, in addition to the recent $225 million sold the last 2 days. So looking at that Form 4 first, we can see Alex Karp's recent sale, which I covered in yesterday's video of 1.7 million and 3.3 million shares sold. But for most recently, again, October 29th, Karp sold another 612,000 shares, with all of these in the $45 range for the transactions. Now, for his Class A shares, he continues to hold around 6.4 million shares, but that's not the whole picture, of course, if you've been watching his transactions closely. His sold shares are typically derived from conversion, so going down a bit more, we can see after all of these transactions, he has 126.3 million shares of his employee stock option right to buy plan, which is where these shares originated from, as well as 48.7 million Class B shares. So in the grand scheme of things, it is really not a big percentage of his holdings currently, even if it is a big dollar amount to the average person. Even if he is selling these through approved plans, he could technically go diamond handing and not have a plan in place and just not sell and eat up the volatility today. But that's up to the individual to decide what is tolerable for you and how the CEO handles his shares. Next, we get the juicier news. BP released earnings, and we get a specific shout out about Palantir in their investor presentation, as well as being spoken about from their earnings video that is playing in the background. Essentially, the slide sums it up that BP is doing some huge cost saving initiatives, and Palantir is an integral part of that. Now, unfortunately, we don't get a specific dollar amount for their box like the others, as you can see, but you can make the argument too, since they are streamlining their internal processes across the organization, making a big number of savings here could actually make BP look incompetent. But regardless, getting a specific mention here written in text has no way around it that Palantir is integral to the cost savings and technological transformation of BP as a whole organization. And we know most recently this was a 5-year renewal to their already long-standing partnership before. So I'm not surprised to see them actually bite the bullet and take a chance of putting Palantir's name on the record. Now, who knows if this will become a trend across wider industry, but it's basically undeniable at this point, for BP at least, that Palantir has a big role across the organization. And the best part about this is that it's pretty rare for us to see this too, but something I love to cover when it happens. Attributing Palantir to any specific dollar amount or improvement metrics with an organization is something that we don't necessarily see all the time, and what we have seen it in the past, like with one of their Japanese customers, but it's something that I hope catches on even more widely. It's basically the best form of advertising, in my opinion, when going after enterprise clients. We have a big reputable name willing to be associated and stamp the approval of working with Palantir, so why wouldn't at least their competitors take notice, or even other large businesses in adjacent or even unrelated industries? And this can compound over time too, since the more attention and mentions they get can lead to more exposure, which in turn can lead to a self-feeding loop of more customers willing to do this. So it's definitely a pleasant surprise today for Palantir, but what are your thoughts below? And I'll see you in the next video.